Here we've got a set of Halogen E46 headlight assemblies. A lot of people spec these out for their stripper models, for example. If they want a lightweight one, no sunroof, slick top, they get the Halogen assemblies. You might find these on like competition package or just a car that wasn't spec'd with the Bixenons. These came on all the M3s, the E46 as an option. And then you had the Bixenon or the single xenon lights depending on your model year. These were sent in for a projector conversion. It is an option with us. We'll throw a link below to check out the service. But yeah, we'll make it look exactly like the Bixenon model essentially. It'll look original. You can add on the halos or other custom stuff if you want, but we keep it simple and straightforward. These conversions will be plug and play, and you'll have the Bixenon feature along with the halogen high beams in the center. So definitely increased performance for both low and high beam performance, and they will look appropriate for the car. So I'll show you what we're working on in just a moment. We'll do a comparison and we'll do a final final video showing the outcome. Okay, here we've got the E46 halogen reflector power up. That's a low beam on the outside, high beam on the inside. On the Bixenon lights or the single xenon lights, for example, on the Bixenon lights, the inner one is just flash to pass. So in this case, you'll get dual high beams without any programming or coding. It's pretty cool. But I'll show you the output in a moment. Here we've got the ice-ram night breakers. We're not 100% sure which bulbs the customer is using, but this is the top bulb on the market. It's the E46 shroud in the middle. It gets its name literally directly from this model. We'll be using it to create that factory look. Technically could probably offer some different shrouds, but it's so fitting it just makes sense. And you can see the projector looks kind of blue. I mean, especially in relation to the very, very warm colored halogen, but it's got the air coating, and that's kind of what's giving that that angle. Because if you look at the actual color of the bulb where the projector, where the bulb is lit up, you can see it's nice and warm white. That's the ice-ram night breaker. We do offer other bulb options if you want a neutral white or cool white. And the goal is, we'll be installing this projector with our traditional nut and bolt method. It'll be hard mounted inside this reflector here. And again, once it's all done, you know, most people won't be able to tell the difference between a retrofit and a factory light in the configuration that we'll set it up in. Okay, here's the output of the halogen reflector setup. It's actually quite sharp on camera. It's also quite sharp and defined in person. And it's a pretty good reflector. It's using an H7 bulb, despite the backs of these lights showing 9006 input, 9005. It's actually dual H7, so it's pretty interesting how that's set up, but it's pretty common on German vehicles. Yeah, big thing is you really don't have any width. If you follow the videos on this channel, you'll notice it's hard to demonstrate the width in a shop like this, but we are 25 feet away from the wall, and this beam is fairly center weighted. It's pretty solid though. We'll take a quick lux reading. That's the intensity of the light output. We'll just do that in the one spot. We'll try to get a general idea of how bright this setup is. But right at about 300 lux, hit about 360 for a second. It must be 380. Must be the hot spot right there. So lot lower than the actual cutoff, but it puts the light right where you need it most likely. So you can see it's pretty well defined. Not as clear and uniform as a projector setup, which we'll show you in a second, but yeah, it's a little wavy and choppy right at the slope up there, but that's how they make it. From far away, you'd never see anything. So it's pretty cool. Now we'll show you the G5 BRT. And we had to do them individually so that way we can demonstrate. But obviously, you got the nice uniform beam pattern, much larger intensity zone, night breaker bulb. No light above the cutoff. What you see up there is really just a reflection or against the white wall and the white demonstration area. But you can see this is really defined. Much smaller step. We take the intensity readings right at the cutoff essentially. A little bit under it, but not super low. Like on the halogen one, we were probably down here, for example. But you got about 800 lux with one headlight. Coming from the 300, the ironic part is I think factory Bixenons are around 300 lux as well. So, you know, halogens, it's not that they're, a good halogen setup is pretty powerful actually, but in this configuration, you'll essentially almost triple your light output. But not only that, you get the better beam spread, better distribution, and the hotspot zone, everything is just kind of magnified. And as I back up from the wall, you can see how full that is. But we'll show you the next part when once it's all wrapped up with the retrofit. We'll show you the final results in a little bit. Here's the new projector mounted inside the reflector. Show you the backside. So obviously, if you're doing this yourself, you don't have to follow what we do, but we're just showing you how it all looks. That is, again, the nut and bolt method that we use. It's machine screws spaced out properly. And you know, it doesn't just end up this way. You have to do a lot of testing and fitting to make sure that it is positioned straight, aligned with the high beam, rotationally level, essentially level on all the points that you're looking for. So yeah, it's nice that it's done. You guys get to see it, but there's a lot of work behind getting it mounted in there properly. We'll actually epoxy those nuts and the back end there. That way it can't come loose. This is the shroud. Again, E46 style shroud, E46R. This does need to be notched and trimmed. It also doesn't just end up this way, come out of the box, but once you get it set up, it'll be epoxied on there, so it's not gonna come off or come loose. And we're actually gonna put halos on this one, so we'll show you the final product when we've got it all ready for you. Okay, here's our finished product. Check out how awesome this looks. These are the Orion version 4 halos that we use on the BMW conversions. They just work. We've been using these things for, sadly enough, close to 2 decades. It's pretty crazy. Same design, same thing. These lenses were in fantastic shape because they're PPF'd by the customer. They sent over these lights. But check out how that looks. Very OEM plus. I'll show you the back. So we've got the connections for the halos, which comes with a harness. This is the high beam splitter. This allows you to use your factory halogen high beam along with the new Bixenon high beam and factory weather cap, stretch to fit, along with, I believe, one of our weather caps. And this will connect to the ballast that we supply, and it'll be 100% plug and play. Factory adjusters still work. Yeah, these came out awesome. If you guys have any questions though, leave a comment below. We'll try to answer. Otherwise, it's best to reach out to us directly so we can help you. Email us, subscribe to the channel, give us a call. We'd be happy to help you guys out. But thanks again, and yeah, talk to you guys soon.